From the land down under, with the rock at its centre, comes the little Aussie watchman. America, not the greatest nation, but is now officially the most corrupt. The police couldn't believe it. The mayor couldn't believe it. No one could believe it. His name is Jussie Smollett. As a gay black man, and in order to increase his paycheck and notoriety, he faked a hate crime. He paid two Nigerian men to pretend to bash him up and then reported it to the police. The worst bit, he said it was two white guys wearing MAGA hats. The evidence was clear cut. Payment was made, the two black men bought the required equipment, and the video evidence was obvious. But he got off with a slap on the wrist. No one could believe it. But Jussie Smollett is a privileged, rich Democrat with high friends in powerful places, such as Jesse Jackson and the Obamas. What is most surprising is that even the police were surprised by the clearly corrupt decision, and they hail from the most corrupt city in the most corrupt nation on earth, Chicago. The mayor of Chicago, the former chief of staff of the Obama presidency, Rahm Emanuel, had this to say about the decision. It was a whitewash of justice, an abomination. If you're in a position of influence and power, you'll be treated one way, he said. And it's absolutely true in the late, great USA. Okay, you say, but that's some two-bit actor who happened to get a bit lucky by knowing the right people. That's not indicative of widespread corruption within the great USA. Oh, yes, it is. You are wrong. Have you not forgotten how Hillary Clinton wasn't even charged for blatant crimes which have got anyone else in jail? Most obvious being the destruction of evidence. Her team destroyed laptops and phones that had been subpoenaed by Congress. Not even the most biased, one-sided Hillary lover can possibly defend the blatant destruction of evidence. And then, what about a private email server outside of the government in which she dealt with top-secret information? Anyone else would have gone to jail. This was not some careless crime. It was most likely a deliberate strategy to avoid detection in crimes she was involved in while negotiating for payment for a pay-to-play Clinton Foundation. Foreign governments and individuals would donate, in inverted commas, to the Clinton Foundation, and she would work on their behalf. However, she was excused with a slap on the wrist and a friendly, "Oh, you're so careless, weren't you? Don't do it again. It's okay, though. We have done deals with all your compatriots in which you are not, and they're all immune from prosecution now." Unbelievable, but true. What about Jeff Epstein? This is a billionaire, rich from the proceeds made on Wall Street, who had an army of underage girls that he used to blackmail and ingratiate himself with the rich, famous, and powerful. He had his own private island, his own private jet, called the Lolita Express, which were hives of illegal sexual activity. Those rumoured to have been involved include Bill Clinton, of course, and Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. Such was his influence that even after he was caught and the scale of his operation was exposed, he only got 13 months after making a plea deal. This was a crime that should have got him locked up in jail for life, and would have. But he was a rich Democrat with powerful friends. And then we have the absolutely treasonous treatment of Donald Trump, a trumped-up charge, no less, excuse the pun, of Russian collusion, of which he has now been totally exonerated. Those in power, the rich elite, set the whole scam up, thinking they would get away with it, just as they have gotten away with everything else. Thank goodness they didn't. Hopefully they get their just desserts. As they say, the storm should be upon them. America is not great. It is controlled by a criminal elite class, both Democrat and Republican, who get away with blatant crimes. That cesspool is deep and has its tentacles in every aspect of American life. All we can do is pray that somehow that nation can bring itself again to repentance, and that justice once again can be blind and just.